Hey guys, welcome to the Rogue 3 podcast, where we discuss everything Star Wars with a positive outlook on the saga we love. I'm Austin.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Austin.
And today we are going to discuss Star Wars' long-awaited return to screen. After 7 years with nothing on the big screen, we finally got something up there. But first, what has been going on? Where have we been for 2 months?
Yeah, we took a big break because we had a lot of life stuff happening. You guys are now in the same place.
We're in different rooms, but we're in the same house. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really exciting.
Oh, you'll notice a different background for me. It's not quite as exciting as before. We don't have quite as much space for all my stuff. But maybe one day.
I think anybody else in that room would beg to differ that there's not enough of your stuff in that room.
Right.
More than enough stuff. This is my office / guest room / Star Wars room. And I'm the one, I use it quite a bit.
But it's been good. It's unfortunate that all of that upheaval happened between the lead up to the first new movie in 7 years and a new TV show. Just completely missed both of those. But
you guys moved in the week Maul Shadow Lord started.
We did.
Yeah, because we actually missed. We had to wait a week to watch it.
Yeah.
Which was great. I'm sure
we're not going to talk too much about Maul Shadow Lord right now. I might keep on saying Shadow Lord.
He does wear a shawl.
We're not going to talk about yeah. Of course. There should be more shawls in Star Wars, first of all.
There should be more shawls in Star Wars.
Or like an Afghan.
I think that's a dog.
I think after Qui-Gon wore his on Tatooine, I don't think you could really come back from that. It's the best one.
He did rock that.
He did rock it.
So yeah, but we're not going to talk about Maul Shadow Lord right now. We all loved it. We all talked about it as we were watching it. It was really great. But we're going to focus in on the movie. We're going to focus in on Mando and Grogu that we got to watch all together, which was
exciting.
Fun. Yeah,
lot of work to make that one happen.
And what's wild is 7 years ago we didn't know each other at all. No, so this is our first opportunity to watch it premiere night, and that's exactly what we did. We made sure we were able to do that, which was a lot of fun to go together with a group of friends.
And that's my plan going forward. We'll just watch them all together.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't planned Starfighter, which we probably could do right now to plan where we're going to be and when. But
it has been in the discussions as we've been calendaring for our next year. Yes. We've been calendaring. And so it's my favorite thing, jamming on my planner.
Speaking of, there's another big event.
There's a huge event that's coming up right before that movie comes out, and it's a little known thing called Star Wars Celebration that we will be going to. We were able to snag 3. Oh no! Well, that's huge too.
Not as important. It's not as important.
I mean, as long as it's Star Wars themed, I think the listeners will be interested.
There will be Star Wars.
People get married every day, but Star Wars Celebration only happens like once every other year.
That's true. Yes.
Every other year. Yeah. But we managed to snag tickets. That was exciting.
Yes.
And actually, the only reason that we got tickets was because of Bless, your wife.
My wife.
Who helped us. I love how we say it like that, as if she's not my best friend in the whole world. Who we could not absolutely have gotten those tickets without her. Yeah. It would never have happened.
Her little walking man walked across that screen faster than all of ours.
I love that they have merch for the walking man. It's ridiculous.
Right?
Well, those tickets could not have dropped at a worse time. Like, it was Austin's first day at his new job, and he was like in the middle of
a lot of things going on.
And I was in the middle of like a 3-hour presentation.
Where you were giving the presentation.
I was giving the presentation.
So you weren't able to help. I was able to sneak away and help a little bit. Mike was able to sneak away, but Devin, she locked in.
She came through.
Let's back up. I don't know if
but more of the story is we'll be going to Celebration next year, and we're very excited. Yeah. So we'll have a lot of fun episodes in the lead up to that.
Yeah. And we're also still planning for Dragon Con this year, looking towards the trivia and other fun events that are going to be going on there. And so I'm looking forward to that. It's only a couple months away now, which is wild because that was the first real Star Wars event that we all went to together, and now we have 2 more in the next 12 months, which is going to be awesome.
It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan.
It is a good time to be a Star Wars fan. I'm glad to be local to Dragon Con now too. I'm sorry you still have to travel, Mike.
That's okay. Yeah. We'll make it work though. I'm glad that you're local, so I can just bum a spot in your guest room or your couch or your Star Wars room.
Right there. There's a bed right there for you.
Yeah.
All yours.
Cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Celebration and Starfighter and Ahsoka Season 2, which has been announced for early 2027 as well. That's going to be fun. And so
a lot of stuff in 2027.
Right? Yeah.
The 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
This could be a huge year. Anniversary. Can you believe it?
And thank goodness we got a movie to come out before it, so it doesn't build everything up right before it. We've overcome that hurdle of we have a Star Wars film. And I believe each of us have only seen it the one time, right?
Just the one time so far. We're planning on seeing it another night in the next couple of weeks. I don't think we've set that yet.
Got to support it
several times.
Oh, we're going to see it a couple of times. Yeah. Maybe a third time.
Yeah.
AMC A-list.
Since episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when I was in 4th grade, I
Mike's
think.
Old.
I've seen every Star Wars movie at least twice in theaters. And this is one that I'm going to have to find time to go and see it again, probably by myself, because as much as I love Devin, she's not a big Star Wars person, so I'll find time. Yeah. She saw it once.
The only one
she said it was fine, which was, I think, a big compliment from her.
It was fine.
Yeah.
You know what? She's a trooper, though. She throws the most beautiful Star Wars weekends for us.
That's true.
Which Austin unfortunately didn't get to see this year, just because of some personal stuff. But
we got a lot of stuff going on.
Next year, she's going to throw one hell of a party.
Absolutely.
I assume. I'm going to go ahead and volunteer her for that. She may not care that much about Star Wars, but she sure does care about us.
Right. And that's the best part. Do you guys want to talk just like a little quick kind of intro to what your expectations were before the movie? Like, what were you kind of thinking it was going to be like? What did you kind of expect going in? Because I was watching trailers and reviews and stuff like that. Sometimes I've not done that. This one, I was like, I want to watch everything that I can before I go in. How did you feel going into the movie?
It's funny that you say that, because I did not find myself caring as much going into the movie. I just, sometimes a trailer would release and I just couldn't be bothered to watch it. I hate to say that. But it didn't, I wasn't excited about it. And don't let that color my opinion of the movie. We'll get to that later. But I wasn't terribly excited. I don't think it was promoted very well at all, by Disney, and that's, on Disney, not so much the movie. And I love The Mandalorian, but it's not like the parts of Star Wars that I obsess over. So it was never going to be the kind of story that I was crazy excited about. So I was worried. I was worried it would be poor. I was worried that it wouldn't make any money. And I was worried that it would mean that potentially we wouldn't see as much Star Wars going forward in the movie theater. I'll stop my thoughts there, because we'll talk about what we thought of the movie, but y'all go ahead. What do you think going in?
Yeah, I pretty similar. I was excited about it because it was a Star Wars movie coming out, but the content of that movie was not getting me particularly excited. I love The Mandalorian, like I love the TV show, love Grogu, but so much of the Star Wars content we've gotten since Episode 9 came out has been just that, and none of the promotional material led me to believe it was going to be anything like particularly bold with it. Like it looked like it was going to be an episode of a TV show I love, but an episode of a TV show that I've been watching for 7 years now. And so I wasn't particularly hyped, but I was excited for a new Star Wars movie.
that's kind of how I felt. I like the show a lot. I like all three seasons for different reasons. Some people really, the third season was very different, didn't jive with it as much. I still really enjoy it, and I've watched it through a couple times. But I felt like, okay, like this will be fun. This will be good enough, but it's not going to be like a ground shattering, crazy, amazing experience. It's like I'm going to enjoy it, I think, but it's not what I want every Star Wars movie to be. Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that going in, or expected that, of like, I'm going to enjoy it, but it's not the same as like a saga movie, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It's definitely very much a Star Wars story movie.
Right. Yeah. It's
really
funny to think about, like, how 5-6 years ago I would have it would have felt very different, been like, oh, this is going to be interesting and new and fresh, and this isn't that, because we've seen the show and these characters and stuff like that, and so like that that was kind of what I expected.
Yeah, it really felt like, promotion wise and everything, it really felt like it was kind of like the last little bit of like the previous Lucasfilm. Like, they're like very looking for, wait, we haven't heard their new vision, everything, we know they have one. This really feels like this is very much like in the old world.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are already looking past it.
You're talking really like the Dave Filoni, Lin-Manuel Brennan, like future of Lucasfilm, right?
Yeah, and like the new, like Starfighter's like a new concept that we don't really know anything about. There's a lot of mystery around that. Like nobody knows what's going on with like the Rey movie or the Hunt for Ben Solo. Like that's a lot of like mystery, excitement thing, and this is very much like a victory lap of the last 7 years.
Yeah.
One thing
I have a victory lap.
Yeah.
One thing I haven't seen discussed as much, and maybe because it's not a big deal, leading up to this, I remember at least Austin and I were very worried this movie would be confusing to the general audiences, especially considering, it's two nonsense words in the title that mean nothing. Right. I have not seen any complaints about that at all. Now, I haven't been searching for them, but none of them have come across my feed. At least I haven't seen that as any kind of critique of the movie from the general reviewers or anything like that, which is a bit of a relief, I guess. I definitely, at least the word Mandalorian has made its way into the culture, maybe a little bit more. Grogu, maybe not so much, but I think because it's attached to Mandalorian, it makes a little bit more sense. And just based on the content of the trailers, you can kind of intuit what a Grogu is.
I noticed when I was typing the notes for this that like Google Docs doesn't put the red line under Mandalorian.
Oh,
there you go. It's a real word. It's a real word.
Yeah. Is it in the dictionary yet?
Yeah.
So how that's good.
Yeah. We'll talk about like our main highlight for the film and something we want to see different next time. But I also want to get like, what was your immediate, like, let's say 1 sentence feeling when you came out of the movie?
1 sentence. That was really fun.
Sorry to put you on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I hate that you said that. That's exactly my thought too. I had fun. I had a good time. Mike, what about you?
It was a blast, but I wanted more.
Okay. I was going to say I did not think deeply in this movie, which not every movie needs to be this deep and/or level production. Right. In fact, it shouldn't be, because what I've seen,
it would get tiring.
It would get exhausting, and I don't think I've seen a lot of people. This is the part that makes my heart the happiest, is when people have taken their children and their children have loved it so much, and that's really what the point of the whole thing is that the children, this is who it's for, and so that makes me happy. And Andor, I guess, could be enjoyed by certain types of children, but not a little 8-year-old
children.
It's not appropriate. I don't think, not from
Yeah.
like an inappropriate stance. I don't think it would be enjoyed by an 8-year-old
Yeah.
necessarily. And
It's
this
nice
movie
to have
absolutely would be.
it's nice to have that little bit of escapism from the real world. Andor is like taking the themes of things that are going on today and putting it in the Star Wars universe. This is allowing you to leave our reality, our day-to-day life, and set that aside for 2 hours, right? And those both are good and can exist.
Yeah.
That's why, lately I've gotten a little frustrated watching people compare Star Wars product to Andor. Because it's not
I think we
supposed
called
to all
that.
be Andor. Yeah.
I think we said, is Andor as good as Star Wars will ever get? And how often are we going to hear that phrase? How tiring will that get? Yeah.
And if we had only Andor, I would stop doing Star Wars. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
This gets me away from the world. Not
right.
I don't necessarily want it to always suck me back into the real world. Regardless, though, we kind of shared what our thoughts were coming out of the movie. Looking now that we have had some time to digest the movie a little bit, where would you all say you stand right now in the movie? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you not really like it so much?
Yep, I loved it.
I think
I
I'm
had
the
a great
same.
time. Yeah, it was not. It was the best version of exactly what I thought it was going to be. Like it was as deep as a kiddie pool. It had a lot of really great action sequences. Grogu was incredibly cute. Mando was really cool. A lot of cool special effects, practical effects. Rada was way better than I thought he was going to be.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you go ahead.
I say, yeah, I get that. Like it was a very fun time. It's not going to be a movie that like I think a lot about. Like I don't think I'm going to uncover a lot more upon rewatches. Like watching the new movies were coming out, like when Force Awakens and Rogue One were coming out. I was like, I want to go back and watch it a million times and like pour over every little scene. Like that's not what I'm really wanting to do with this, but this will be a fun movie to throw on.
Yeah. So what would you guys say is like your number one highlight from the movie that you now looking back about a week or so later that you think is like the peak of that movie?
For me, for sure, it's the Grogu scene, like the Grogu alone scene. I think is what people are calling it when he's in the swamp. I think it's 15 minutes with basically no dialogue. The thing it reminded me the most of, and this is like a very high compliment, is the Rey sequence at the beginning of Force Awakens, where you're just silently watching Rey kind of live her life. This is obviously a lot more. Grogu was like intentionally doing something. But it was some of the most like it was definitely the most character development I would say we got in the movie. Really getting to see Grogu come into his own and be a bit more of a character and less of a pet. What I would say was very good.
He's his own person now. Yeah.
That I've seen that character development levied as a major criticism of the movie. Do you all think that we needed character development, or does a movie in general always need character development?
That's a good question. I think it's one or the other. It's like if you're not going to have any character development, that's okay, but don't give like the tiny little nugget and think there's gonna be something bigger, and there isn't.
Yeah,
because that's where I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, and then you don't follow through with that later on. So it's like I think you can have in a movie like Jurassic Park, I don't think there's really character development for the most part. There's
some, but yeah,
some.
I would say a good comparison would be Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones, like there's no
character development at all.
Yeah,
right. He doesn't really change, but that you kind of know that you don't expect him to change, and I'm okay with that. But if you are going to show change, it's gotta you gotta follow through with it, and I feel like that I could go either way.
That reminds me of
Go ahead.
something Timothy Zahn said last year at DragonCon. I don't know if y'all remember that, where he mentioned that there should be no static characters at all
Mm.
in
Mm-hmm.
anything. And I
I get
remember
that in
thinking, I
literature.
really don't agree with that at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Zeb from The Mandalorian should not have had character development. That would have been weird. His arc takes place in Rebels, and it's fun to see him appear, but I don't want to see him transform without earning it like he did in Rebels, just for no reason. I didn't go into this thinking that Mandalorian and Grogu needed to be developed.
Mm-hmm.
They have had 3 seasons of TV to develop. I thought that it was nice to have fun.
I disagree there. I would say this is probably my big critique of the movie is that, and I think this would be different if these were like original characters per se, but we've had 3 seasons of Mandalorian at this point, and every time they've like tried to advance his character, it's kind of regressed. So like when they took the helmet off and everything, he like had to restore his ability to wear the helmet. And like he when he and Grogu separated, like they were together by the next season. They every time they try to branch him out, they always bring him back. And I was kind of hoping, this 2 hour and some change movie, we might actually see some development of Mando and Grogu's bond. At minimum, like if they're not gonna, I think the limitations with Pedro Pascal are going to stop them from ever exploring Mando without the helmet, which I think is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But I think if you're not going to develop Mando individually, I wish they had developed the relationship between Mando and Grogu. It really seemed like what they were building to with Rada was that he was going to learn how to be a better, like less attached as a father, like learn to like Grogu like kind of spread his wings a little bit, and they did not do that. like that's what it kind of felt like it was building to, and then it kind of circled back, and that was a disappointment.
I think you kind of touch on both what my one big highlight is, as well as my one thing that I want to see differently in a future movie. My big highlight is Rada the Hutt, because I thought, okay, it's Rada the Hutt from Clone Wars called Stinky. Like what character is he could be? He could show up, he's a gladiator, Mando has to fight him or something like that, and then they move on. What I didn't expect is that he's in the movie from like really early on all the way to the end, and he has not so much a character arc, but he makes you think of him differently, and I like that, because expectation was he's not going to be a major part of it, but he is. And talking about how he's trying to escape his father's shadow and be his own person and grow and do these different things, and even just escape the twins. I thought that was a great move that I didn't expect, even in just what's not a very deep movie, just fun. I thought that was phenomenal. What a cool way to bring that character in, show that they've done something that we just don't expect. Because except for books, we've never seen a Hutt not be a gangster. And so I like that a lot. I thought that was such a cool way to include that character and to take us on a journey with them. In the span of 5 minutes, we get to know that story, but we kind of see him continue to try and escape that shadow of the Hutts and what they do and how we picture them. But then that thing that I want to see differently is to see the main characters have more human moments. And that's the criticism of okay, the helmet is always on, so you don't see this, you don't see emotion, and we
can't afford emotion.
Yeah, but then you have him paired with a character who can't talk, and then so like you have one character who can talk but doesn't show emotion, and one character that's all emotion that can't talk, and like those interactions are hard to piece together and make really solid emotional human moments. And even if it's not alien, I don't mean human as in, a human being in the Star Wars universe, but like emotional building and things like that, of like, it can still be a shallow movie, but I want the next one to have kind of that more genuine emotional connection, which I didn't feel like got there. Would have loved if Grogu in this one says something at the end in terms of like just calling him dad or something like that. Like, so like we know that's how he's seeing him, even though we see the way he acts. But I want a little bit more from that of this larger bond that they have.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been great to have the helmet off when he's healing him, so you can see him sipping the water and being taken care of and things like that. That, you know, the old protect the young and the young protect the old. It's like, well, he's protecting basically a robot, and we don't get to see all of that. So I'm hoping that Starfighter looks more towards that human connection and that human emotion in that movie, because I think that was one thing that I was hoping for a little bit more in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, what was your big highlight?
Unfortunately, you stole mine. I've seen a lot of people not really like the Grogu bits. I had so much fun. It almost felt like an 80s adventure movie watching him kind of make his way through. I don't know if you all, and I don't know if this is true or not, or if I dreamed it or what, but I remember reading somewhere or hearing somewhere that the idea of Grogu building a hut like Yoda's on Dagobah was an instinctual thing.
That's what I thought.
And that idea was developed by George Lucas.
Yeah.
It was a suggestion by him.
Jon Favreau said that in an interview. Like he talked to George a lot about like Yoda species, and he said that was like one of the big takeaways was that hut building was instinctual, like a beaver building a dam.
Cool.
I saw funny tweets about that, but
which it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about. One thing we don't see often with these sentient species is an instinctual behavior, really at all. So it's really interesting to get that from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You also, it's nice to have just Grogu moments for a little bit, because the Mandalorian and Grogu is really the Mandalorian, and there's Grogu right there over there to the side. And it was nice to
featuring
have him,
Grogu.
Featuring Grogu. And it was nice to have him center of the movie for a little bit, because he is a title character and he deserves some moments to himself as well.
What about something you would want to see differently in the next Star Wars movie?
So, love these standalone stories. They're fun, and we're not going to see this in the next Star Wars movie. I'm certain. I'm ready to start pushing the story forward a little bit. You know, that's why I was so looking forward to a Rey movie. Gosh, I hope that sure happens. But I just want to see what's going to happen next in the Star Wars saga. And it's fun to get one-offs. It's fun to dance around the different parts of the Star Wars universe. I am ready to leave the original trilogy era behind. Please, God, we don't need more content in the original trilogy era. There's more than... Of all my bookshelves, the original trilogy bookshelf is just stacked. There's no room. It's too packed. There's enough story for 5, 6, 7 years of content. So I really want to see us push the story forward. Let's start the New Jedi Order era a little bit. And I want to see something that's going to make me sit there and want more. With this movie, I don't necessarily, which is funny because I assume we need to finish off their storyline somehow. I don't need more of it. I loved it, but I don't want more. I'd love us to finish the storyline, I suppose, just to wrap up, you know, the Mandoverse story, mostly with Thrawn and Ahsoka and everything. But I don't need to watch another adventure movie with Mandalorian and Grogu. So I'd like to see us, you know, let's tackle a new interesting aspect of the Force. Let's introduce a new big bad that may, you know, let's take balance away of the Force again. And I know people get upset about that, but it cannot stay balanced forever.
Right.
So even if we have to push forward 200 years, like let's get something separate and fresh and unrelated. That's why the High Republic was, you know, so cool as a concept, just because it could detach itself from any of the baggage that the saga movies held on to.
Yeah, that's why I've got all the books above me. Is they're phenomenal, and what a great storyline that isn't connected to anything else, and it was its own thing. and I love it because of that.
Yeah, for me, I largely agree with what Austin just said. I want ideally a movie set outside of 1 through 9. I'm not even opposed to them connecting to it. I want things that are not Clone Wars, not between 3 and 4, and not between 6 and 7. Ideally, I think there's still a good amount of story to tell between 6 and 7. That's like a 30-year period or whatever. There's stuff to be gleaned from there, and things I'm excited to learn more about. But as far as theatrical movies go, if I got to have a vote, it would be for episode 10. Like I want to continue the story and do Rey and Finn and ideally Kylo, like all those characters moving their story forward.
Because we're still hunting for Ben Solo.
We're still in this house. We're hunting for Ben Solo.
In this house, we hunt for Ben Solo.
But I'm not opposed to doing a High Republic or something pre
in the past
episode 1. But yeah, I just need I need us to stop being aesthetically tied to the original trilogy. That's my take.
Everything's the original trilogy, and it's great. It's brilliant. There's a reason it's so successful. Let's try something new. That I was so excited about the Dawn of the Jedi movie. I don't know what's going to come of that, but that would be like a really cool spiritual movie that could tackle some interesting aspects of the Force and the early aspects of the Jedi. Who knows if we're going to get that at this point? Probably not.
Yeah. On the outside of the movie side, one very brief thing I'll say is all I want for the next movie is for it after Starfighter, I'll say, to be filming before they announce it.
Yes, please.
Like, put it into production and have it filming before you tell us it's coming, because that's hard, is to build up these ideas of movies and then don't get them and don't get them and don't get them. That's difficult because it hypes me up and then we back away from those. And I know, so many business decisions and things that I'm sure I don't fully understand and perhaps no one does, but that's a draining thing.
Yeah. No more of these Marvel timelines. The movie timelines that they put out saying, here's our phase 3.
Right.
If you're not going to make it, don't do it. Don't want it.
Yeah.
My hope, from what I gather, that was a Disney corporate thing. Like Lucasfilm was all on board with projects, and then Disney corporate shut it down. I'm hoping the new Disney corporate regime is going to be a little more friendly to. At least they are vocally saying they're going to be more friendly to creatives.
Austin's a fan.
And that's to be determined. We'll see. But I know that they met. Josh D'Amaro, the new CEO, met with Dave and Linwin like 2 or 3 weeks ago to kind of like talk with them about the future of Lucasfilm. And so, and
if Mando and Grogu does well, like that's going to greenlight, and it seems to be doing well. A lot of people are really loving it. And despite any, criticisms or things we might be saying, like, we did enjoy it. We loved the movie. We're glad, because we always will say more Star Wars is good Star Wars. Yeah. The more we get, the more we love it.
If you liked the movie, go see it again. The more we support it, the more Star Wars we're going to get.
I hope we get more Hutts, because now I love the Hutts.
I know, right? The Hutts are so fun. I really did. I was very worried about Rada, and I really did love him. So
I'm really hoping we see Rada show up in a New Republic vest.
I know, little vest or something.
Yeah. Cool.
Little badge.
Well, so go see it if you haven't seen it yet. Go see it again if you haven't seen it a second time. Go a third time if you must. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts about the movie and what was your highlight and what do you hope to see differently in the next Star Wars movie. We love to hear people's opinions and thoughts and feelings about it. And then for us moving forward, obviously we took a pretty big break there, but we're going to try and get back on doing about a bi-weekly podcast every 2 weeks. But we're going to change up some of our format a little bit. One thing that we had talked about originally was that we wanted to do something kind of around trivia. We like Star Wars trivia. That's one of the reasons why we started this, was to improve our trivia skills for the first Dragon Con we went to. And an idea we have is to do active Star Wars trivia. So I've been putting together trivia on movies, characters, different stuff like that. And I'm going to put Austin and Austin to the test. And we're going to look towards doing that every other podcast episode. And so it's not going to be all the time, every time. With that schedule, it's about once a month. We're going to have a different topic. And if you have a topic that you would particularly like to see them go against, that would also be fun to see what we get. We'll not keep it too obscure. If you're doing trivia on the foods of Star Wars, that might be a little bit hard, but we'll see what we can come up with and have some fun with, and see how we do. And hopefully we'll learn some stuff along the way as well, because I certainly have putting the quizzes together. And I'm also going to try and put them out somewhere where you can access them, so you can actually do it with them as they do it. So that's one thing we'll be doing moving forward. But we're also going to look for other fun ways of celebrating Star Wars, talking about it. And we're going to be coming up with different ideas of how we're going to carry on as a podcast and do just celebrate the fun and positive side of it.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, we'll be seeing you in a couple weeks then. So this is going to be the Rogue 3 podcast signing off.
Thanks everyone for joining us to talk about the galaxy far, far away. You can find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, and TikTok as Rogue 3 Media. We look forward to talking with you at the next rendezvous point.